Everywhere, nurses are on the front lines of the fight against COVID-19, often putting their very lives at risk to save others. But the fight has taken a heavy toll. A nurse advocacy group is now sounding the alarm about a so-called COVID-19 effect that could impact nursing for years to come.
You saw a lot of people die in one shift. And at that time, we had up to 10, 12 deaths per night. It was terrible. It was terrible. On every shift, the bell that rang to move the bodies of the patients to the cold room was ringing almost every 2 hours, every hour. It was very severe psychological stress.
Mexican nurse Aline Salgado lost a lot to COVID, even her father, who contracted the virus working as a doctor.
It was so hard. That was the most painful experience, besides seeing so many people die. And I saw a lot of people die.
Like her, many of the almost 28 million nurses around the world are working under huge pressure at the forefront of the pandemic.
There are so many people who's going to die. That's the reality. It's a really tough situation. We are fighting, and we'll fight.
The International Council of Nurses says mass trauma among nurses is a global phenomenon. The organisation wants the pandemic to mark a turning point for healthcare.
Now, 12 plus months into the pandemic, we should be seeing those applause turn into action. We need to see hard investment in the protection, the support, the development of our nursing and our healthcare workforce, not just for the sake of our health systems, but for our national safety and security.
The ICN says at least 3,000 nurses around the world have died from COVID-19. The real number is thought to be in the tens of thousands.
That was the most difficult thing, having our colleagues. We have our colleagues, many of them who died. Colleagues who were not sick. A person you were talking to the previous day, the following day, the person is no more.
In some countries, the heavy toll of the pandemic has prompted a growing number of nurses to leave the profession. But for many, it's reinforced their dedication to the job.
It's a profession where you are there from the moment life comes into the world until the moment it leaves again.